Hello and welcome again. This is Sifu Paul with the Kung Fu Athletic Academy. This is a video in a series of videos on signing up for classes in traditional martial arts, self-defense, combat sports, and health and wellness type classes. This class here deals with titles and showing proper courtesy and etiquette. To some people, that would seem like they would be very clear on that. Other people maybe not. So there's a lot of different ways that instructors do things. Some schools, the instructor is called coach, or if they're depending on how traditional the school is, they could be considered a sensei or a guru or a sifu. Sometimes they're just Mr. Smith or Mrs. Jones or Miss Jones, depending on how the instructor likes to be addressed. Why is that important? Well, it took them a long time to get to that spot in most situations. They could have been teaching for 10 years or 30 years, or this could be the first year they're coaching people and it's their first time out, and they're trying to learn what it is to be an instructor and to teach others. It is a profession. It's a craft. It's a trade. To me, I think that addressing somebody with some form of a title for their experience and what they're offering to you, I don't see anything wrong with that. And if some do, they don't understand. It's very functional. If you were if I wanted to go and apply for a job, or if I had someone working on something that was very important to me or very complex or something like that, I'm going to give them respect for their knowledge and their experience and what they're able to achieve for me. Some teachers are okay with you calling them by their first name. I don't have a problem with it either, if that's what they want to do. But I would say that most teachers kind of go somewhere in the middle. And you have the other extreme. So you have the ones over here that they're Jim, they're Mike, they're Pam, and they want to have that type of connection with their student, more like a peer-to-peer type connection. And then you have the other extreme, where they want you to call them master or grandmaster or some kind of title that's kind of above and beyond. I'm going to say that the percentage of those and the percentage of people that want you to call them by their first name, both of those are a smaller amount. Both of those things are problematic. One, calling somebody a master or grandmaster, it has certain connotations to people that live here in America that maybe you wouldn't have in other places. And there's no reason for that I think in a school setting. I think, again, you should address the person as a teacher. If they've earned that title, they spent hours and hours and years learning and training and developing something. I think that anybody that works in a community-based job, profession, craft, trade, should have the respect given to them for what they do. Again, if the teacher goes the other route and it's Pam or Jack, that's fine. But it, I think it's up to the teacher. At the same time, I think that the student should be able to understand that up front, and if they're not okay with that, that's fine. But the teacher shouldn't bend, especially if somebody's calling somebody a sensei or guru or a sifu. It's implying that they're their teacher. And that's it. If somebody has a problem with that, I really don't think the teacher should bend and say, well, you know what, you can call me, you know, Jack, and everybody else is going to call me, you know, call me Guru. When you do that, then you start lowering your standards. Yeah, it's a commercial environment, it's a commercial setting, that's what you have to do in a school. Your programs may not be as rigorous to maintain a student base, but at the same time, I have to have some formality. If not, things can kind of sometimes get out of control. Some other things to think about as relates to etiquette and all that kind of stuff is, in my school, we really don't discuss politics or religion or hot button issues. Maybe that seems kind of out of place or whatever, but to me, coming into my school, it's about getting away from the entrapments of our daily life. Some other things that I don't like in my school are people trying to form any type of cliques or excluding others from conversations and things like that. If they want to have conversations outside of the class, they're more than welcome to, but it's not, I don't feel it's polite. I feel it's quite rude to do that in the class. Also, to anybody that comes to my school and they sign up and they sell a product or something like that, I do not allow for people to try to push products onto my my other students or their classmates. I think that it's inappropriate. There is ways that sometimes that if it's something that could benefit others and things like that, there's ways around it instead of hitting up all of the students in the class. Again, people come to classes sometimes to get away from their daily grind, stress of their daily life, to be able to unplug from that, be able to work out, be able to relax, be able to clear their mind. Get away from all of the negativity and things that are going on out there. Some other small things, but I'll cover, but I have a 17-page student guide. It covers all kinds of stuff, but some of the big things that are rude is showing up late all the time, not calling when you're not going to show up to class, whether you come to my school or you go to another school. But the showing up late, isn't just rude to the teacher, but it's rude to the other people in the class. They've already got into the class, and then if you come into class late, it's one thing if it's a random occurrence, but if it's an all the time thing, then you need to maybe adjust your schedule. Personal hygiene, that's another thing. Personal hygiene, man, if we, sometimes you go to, you work in a job and you're kind of dirty, but that's different than not taking a bath for 2 or 3 days. So hygiene is really important. Also too, if you're sick, if you've got a fever or you know that you have something that's contagious, please don't show up to class. Of course you want to call and let me know and all those kind of things like that, but don't come to class and then infect others with something when you're sick. Same thing if you in class and you have a wound or something and it gets something from outside of my own classes or something, and it's a cut or something and it starts to bleed or something. We want to address that right then. We don't want to address it later. We want to make sure that that's bandaged and it's cleaned up and it's more for everyone's health and safety. So So anyway, I hope that this little short video, again, I hope it helps you when making the decision or not to come to my school, or if you live somewhere else, I hope it helps you with maybe understanding some other sides of the coin. Again, if anyone that comes to classes, please understand when the coach or the sensei or the guru or the sifu or the mister or the miss, if they ask you to call them that, it's not something about, they're not trying to oppress you. They're just trying to seek credit for the effort and the work that they put into something, and for you to acknowledge that they're there to instruct you and to teach you, and that they have that willingness to share and teach you. So anyway, thank you for watching the video, and I hope you learned something from it. And if you didn't, that's okay. If you did, I hope you watch the next video. Thank you.